So it looks like AH and her team have decided to betray the Rocket Man after the Rocket Man banned her good pal and defender, Kathy Griffin. See, Kathy Griffin, if you didn't know, is a huge AH supporter, has gone after JD again and again online, saying some of the nastiest things about the man after he won in Virginia. Now, in the past, that alone would have given Kathy Griffin a way out of this stuff, not to mention you wouldn't have seen someone like her really going after the Rocket Man. Why? Because these people were on the same team. But hey, times they are a-changing. And now that the bannings are rolling in, you see AH's closest supporters, the people that tell you they're part of her PR team and legal team, openly going after the Rocket Man. Now, you and we are going to talk about this and so much more today. And oh man, I mean, the Rocket Man betraying AH's team betraying him. I mean, who would have ever thought it was coming, right? Fun times, huh? Fun times indeed. All right, so hey there to all you fine folks on this fine day, by the way. I hope you are doing excellently. Isn't it amazing to see these people eat each other alive when just a few months ago you had people like Kathy Griffin coming out saying things like this? I'm going to play you two clips. That's about 3 minutes of sound.
The Amber Heard Johnny Depp trial is over with, and Johnny Depp won 15 versus 2 million by Amber. And I was wondering what you thought of it.
Well, I am friends with Amber Heard. I completely believe her. I don't even know what the question is. It's actually really disturbing to me as a woman and a lifelong feminist. Also, just, I mean, there's stories have been going around Hollywood about him being an abuser since Kate Moss is the first time I heard about it. And then Winona Ryder, when they were dating, and he had the Winona Forever, and then she had her tattoo. I think it was changed to El Diablo over his name, which is not a good sign. But I will say, of course, I cannot speak for these women, but I have to tell you, I wonder if they just changed their tune because nobody wants to get Amber Hearded. And I say that I am a verb myself. I know that when it comes to, political discourse, nobody wants to get Kathy Griffin, as I was very famously canceled and blacklisted and all that stuff. But
I've been Brian Karam'd once or twice in the White House briefing room. I feel you.
Oh, I thought they were going to physically chuck you out a couple of times.
Yeah, they tried, yeah.
Especially Sarah Huckabee. I thought she's a sturdy gal. She could probably take you, Brian. No offense.
Hey, I was a middle linebacker. I think I could hang, but
like she wasn't.
No.
All right.
Hey now.
Hey now. So anyway, yes, I am taking what is a controversial take for the social media bloodbath that has been this trial. But no, it's very clear to me. It's defamation is something I know a little bit about, and I think it's been interesting to watch it go down in a way that has been illuminating. But I think it's definitely going to set women back. I don't know that it's going to kill Me Too. Some of these Me Too women, I know a lot of these Me Too women, and they're very, they're very. I think if nothing else, it's difficult, but they're grateful to finally talk about their story. And so, I just think Depp is gross. What I find funny? This is because you got to find the humor in anything. I love these Johnny Depp stans, as the kids call them, the stans, and these Johnny Depp stans that are talking about this trial, and yet they refuse to show a picture of what he looks like now, which is a big orange, fat, bloated booze bag. He looks like Donald Trump with a ponytail. And so they keep sticking up for him and being like, Amber is taking down Johnny. He's so gorgeous and dreamy. I'm like, okay, he talks like Kanye when Kanye had his jaw wired. He has a fake accent like when Madonna turned British. So, who are we kidding here?
And he's a Kentucky boy. So every time I hear that from him, I go, he didn't learn to speak like that in Kentucky.
He learned it from his idol, Keith Richards.
And it's an affectation.
Totally. But how could people not see through such an obvious affectation And just the whole thing of how he had like his digital warriors outside. This is a middle-aged man. This is pathetic.
So AH and the Rocket Man, they've had some kind of fallout behind the scenes. A big one from what I'm hearing. And well, you have Kathy Griffin. She decides she's going to step up. She's going to go after the Musky Man because Twitter and because, hey, you can do that now, right? AH isn't going to complain to you. And guess what? That goes sideways. See, she decides she's going to change her account into the Musky Man's name. You can see this is her @ still, but she changes her name. You can see the verification mark too. It makes it look like the Musky Man. And yeah, she ends up getting suspended for it. He goes further than suspending her. He decides he's going to make fun of this too, saying, actually, she was suspended not for impersonating me, but for impersonating a comedian. And to say Kathy Griffin loses her mind about that, oh, this is the understatement of the century. I mean, she decides to go on her deceased mother's Twitter account. And when she does, she decides to use it to go after Muskie. She changes the name, trying to get this one banned too, I guess, saying, hey, Rocket Man, this is Maggie contacting you from the spirit world, telling you you're a D-bag. This is not parody. This is the actual ghost of Kathy Griffin's boxed wine-loving mom, saying, I'm going to get tipsy and throw my bingo cards at you. Not a parody. To the moon. Hashtag free Kathy. Now that by itself is interesting enough, but the reaction from AH's camp, well, that says plenty. I mean, you have people like Eve Barlow. Barlow, who is the mouthpiece for AH when AH isn't around. She's the one doing her talking. She says she is her PR person, and she's tied to her legal team too. Well, she decides she's going to sound off on this, going after the old Muskie, changing her name to Evil Musk, plus going after him again and again. Now, AH's mouthpiece isn't the only high-profile person connected to AH that goes after the Rocket Man either. You have Bot Signal, paid member of Team AH. They decide they're going to target him. They target him over politics while calling him, let's just say, Yahtzee. That's the best way to put it. The kind of things that will get you canceled these days, because that looks like the end goal. And remember, we saw AH herself ghost Twitter, and it's amazing. I mean, we're talking about a guy who spent $6 million on an ambassadorship, said he would cage fight JD while his kid was being born. He was typing that out on Twitter. Yeah, things they are definitely changing. You hear it behind the scenes louder too. Oh man. But anyway, let me hear what you think about this. As always, appreciate the heck out of you. You make this stuff work. Thank you. Can't say that enough. Share this everywhere too. It needs to get out there.